here what you are going to get it here. Okay, so now this is going to be the channel 1. So you can see that which is going to be kept at a frequency of, sorry. Okay, so now this is going to be 200 hertz triangular wave, which is going to be one of the message signal. Okay, similarly now let me show you. Yeah. Okay, let me show you the one more channel. Yeah, so now this is going to be a message 2. Okay, this is going to be a message 0 and this is going to be a message 1. These are the low frequency signals which are given to the channel 0 and channel 1. Okay, similarly now I will show you the carrier signal, so which is given to the pin number 11. So this is the pin number 11. Okay, so now this is going to be a carrier signal, so you can see that it is going to be of a high frequency. So let me change this time now. See here. Okay, so now this is going to be a carrier frequency. Okay, so this is the high frequency carrier signal, square wave, positive and negative. What happens is whenever it is going to be 0, okay, message 0 will be selected. Whenever it is a 1, message 1 will be selected. Like that, the alternate time period, according to this much time period, message 1 will be selected. This much time period, message 0. Then again message 1 and message 2, 0. Okay, that is how it is going to be multiplexed. So now I will show you the multiplexed output. Let me adjust this. Okay, so now how will be the multiplex output? Now let us, I will show here. So now this is going to be a carrier wave. Okay, and now this is going to be a message 1 and now this is going to be a message 0. Means whenever for a negative pulse it is going to be selected a negative message 0, and whenever it is positive it is going to be selected as a sine wave. Okay, so now suppose if I take this as a message 1 and now this is going to be message 0, where it is selected, it is selected for all negative, okay, 0 pulses, 0, and this is selected for all positive pulses. Means for the first half of the positive, okay, for this much period, for this much period, whatever the sine wave, it is going to be coming at the output, and the next next sample of the sine wave is going to be appeared at the next sample of the next positive pulse. Similarly, this triangular wave, it is going to be appear at the negative pulses of the carrier wave. Okay, so now here for the first negative, whatever the corresponding part of the triangular wave, it is going to be appearing here, and again the next sample is going to be the next negative pulse. So it is going to be continued like this. So now here you can see for the whenever this is positive and this is going to be positive, when the positive and positive they will multiply, you are going to get the positive output here. And here for what happens whenever this is negative, okay, the pulses are negative and here it is going to be positive into negative. If you multiply, the output is going to be negative. Okay, so if you plot it continuously, this is the what is the type of the multiplexing signal you are going to get at a pin number 3. Okay, so now here this is the CRO channel. So now you can see that this is the multiplexed output, which is nothing but this is the pin number 3. Okay, so the pin number 3, now I am connected to a here digital signal oscillator so that I can stop it and see the exact wave. So now you can see clearly it is saying. Okay, so now you can see that here multiplex signals. Okay, so now this is going to be a sine wave. Okay, and now this is going to be a triangular wave, which are going to be multiplex. Okay, so once it is going to be multiplex, pin number 3 of this multiplex IC, so now it is connected to the input to the another DMUX IC at the pin number 3 of the DMUX IC. So now here again as I told you, the same carrier signal will be given, that is the pin number 11 of this. Okay, the pin number 11 of this, it is given to the pin number 11 of this, which is nothing but it is connected to a carrier signal. So now here at the DMUX I am going to get the channel 0 and channel 1. Similarly the same whatever I have given, okay, pin number 13 and 14. So at the pin number 13 and 14, it is connected to a low pass filter. Okay, resistor followed by a capacitor, and here this is also a resistor followed by a capacitor. At this resistor and a capacitor junction, here at this point, we are going to get the demodulated output. So now we have seen the both the message signals, we have seen the carrier signal, and also we have seen the timed wave multiplex signals. So now I will show you what is going to be a demultiplex signals. So now let us take this CRO probe. Okay, so now you can see that the channel B, I have taken it for the demultiplex signal. Okay, so now this channel B is going to, I will show you the demultiplex channel. So now here I am going to connect it, just I will show it what you are getting at a pin number 13 and 14. Okay, this demux pin number 13 and 14. Okay, so now you can see that, okay, so now you can see here, see this is the what we are going to get it at a pin number 13, means we are able to get it the sine wave, but again with a carrier signal. So now we have to, after low pass filter it is, so now here pin number 13 we are going to get a triangular wave. So now I am going to connect this is after the filter output. So now let us see the filter output. You see here, see this is going to be a sine wave which we are going to get at the filter output. Similarly we take the filter output at pin number 13. Okay, so earlier I shown you this one, so now I am going to select the pin number 13. Okay, so now you can see here, this is the demodulated triangular wave. Okay, so this is what you have to plot it in the graph, like this you can plot. Okay, so now here I will mention you the frequencies, whatever frequencies and the voltage we have taken. So now here this sine wave is peak to peak is, okay, so now plus 1 volt to, okay, minus 1 volt, this is plus 1 volt to minus 1 volt. So now here also the triangular wave is also, it is going to be plus 1 volt to the minus 1 volt, and this frequency, okay, for this one the frequency is going to be, here the frequency is going to be 200 hertz, and here this triangular wave frequency is going to be 200 hertz. So the time period is going to be 1 divided by 200 hertz. And here for this one, this is the carrier signal, the frequency here for this one, so that you can able to get more number of pulses, I have adjusted to 11 kilohertz. So anything you can adjust it. The minimum carrier frequency, it has to be double than this, whichever is the highest frequency components, double of that. So now here it is a 200 hertz. The minimum, if you can the minimum carrier frequency range, it should start from 400 to 500. So now here you can keep it in terms of the kilohertz, so that you are able to observe the more samples. So now here also the peak to peak, here the voltage is going to be 2 volts. Okay, the peak to peak voltage is going to be 6 volts. Of course the demodulated output, okay, so below this you can draw the demodulated output of a sine wave and a triangular wave. The demodulated output of the amplitude is going to be less. So here you can see here it is going to be 1 and 2 into, so now here it is left at a 0.5, means 1 volt you are getting. Okay, so now here I'll write demodulated frequency is going to be same, the demodulated voltage peak to peak for the both the waveforms you are getting it around 1 volts. Okay, so this is what you have to write it on the record. So you just draw the waveforms, demodulated waveforms of the same frequency, but the peak will be 1 volt. We have given it as a 2 volts peak to peak, but the demodulated we are getting 1 volts peak to peak. Okay, so now this is all about the time division experiment.